needed a theme song.
Did you deadass just? Did you deadass just use your own? Did you deadass use your own name as a theme song right now?
Someone made it for me.
Play it again.
Play it again so they could hear it because we just went live. Who made that?
Oh
Nick
my
Terrific
god!
made that.
It's got that Latin flair in it too. It sounds like a salsa song.
It's good, but like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. By the way, we can't cuss in the first 45 seconds, so let's just get through this real quick.
All right, sounds good.
Are we live? Are we live? It says live. I want to see if anyone's in the chat. If they could say hello, hi, chat. Before we start talking about this, we are live on YouTube currently, and the deal is we just got done watching the Creator Clash. Okay,
that's right.
And
amazing.
It was great. It was fantastic. I had a good time. Did you guys enjoy it?
Yeah, from the matches that I saw, it seemed pretty good. I mean, it's funny watching like people who don't box try to box. That's always just fun for me to watch. Just them throwing their arms around and just like kind of everything's like a stiff arm and it's great.
Wait, Rav, do you box? Is that why you're saying that?
No, dude, but I know what boxing looks like. It's just funny when like I've seen enough boxing matches to be like, that doesn't look right. That doesn't look right to me at all.
You know, if you guys are watching in the chat, because it's a podcast and we're recording, we're probably not going to talk to the chat as much. It's just a live podcast. But yeah, say what's up. We see you, we hear it, and we'll probably just address the chat once in a while. So, but you know what's really funny, Raph, about that is that I genuinely, when I watch them box, because I've been playing that stupid VR boxing game so much, I always see them box, and the first thing I notice is that like they're ready to go, and then at one point they just totally lose. Like they're like, oh, I'm ready, like I'm 100%, and then they drop everything, and then they drop everything, and then it's just
yeah.
There's no defense anymore.
You know what's so funny is that like I'm always like, oh, they should have done this. They should have like hit like this, and I'm like, oh, I don't even know anything about boxing. Like, what am I doing being a coach over here?
It's so funny, dude. It's funny because like everyone is like the critic. It's like, oh, yeah, I would totally win, but like when you're in a real fight, you would not do as well as you think you would do. You know, because you're like, hey man, I would keep my arms stiff, and I would absolutely, dude. Those guys were getting winded in like 15 seconds. Also, they have jobs on top of that. Like they're like live like 15 hours a day.
On Monday.
They're like,
they have to wake up in the morning and do a job that's not boxing.
Oh, dude, it's wild because like people just talk so much crap on like, you know, like we're gonna go live. We're talking about this. Like it's fun. I genuinely like loved watching that Creator Clash. It was better than the last time, I think, for sure. Like I had a better time. It was the only criticism I have on it is that was so long. That was 5 hours, which is not a normal criticism to be like, you gave me too much content, iDubbbz. But it was
action.
You know, it was still like way, like I started at 3 o'clock Western time. What is it? What am I? West Coast? Western? 3 o'clock America time.
I got Western time.
West Coast, best coast. That's all that matters to Capri. I think it's really easy though to think that you can get out there and like box somebody until you actually have to fight someone, and like you're gassed in like 15 seconds if you're not well trained. Like,
dude, yeah, 100%. Like in 15 seconds. I mean, this is not close because I don't want to get hit in the head because I'm a baby. But when I play that VR boxing game, okay, I have to beat them in like the first round, and I'm not actually making any connections, right? But it's a simulator. So when you're like doing the sim, you get winded, and then like you do 2 matches and you're dead. If I was punching someone, I would go 15 seconds and die. You know, like there's no way.
In the VR simulation, do you get to like sit in the corner and have VR simulation of like a coach screaming at you that you're not doing enough? Because
absolutely,
that would make it worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. You just have someone come and yell at you.
Ding ding. Go to your corner. The coach is just like, hey, you're doing nothing. Like,
You're not
I'm
making
just like,
any connection.
I just have like VR tears. I'm just crying. I'm like, oh, you're right, dude. I'm not. Like,
Yo, you know what? Yo, we should VR sim like really fucked up things about your normal life, like waiting in traffic VR.
This is why your wife is in a car accident. You deserve this. You didn't train hard enough.
Getting written up at work VR.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about your DPS reports. Your performance is underwhelming.
Just claiming bankruptcy VR, the experience.
We have your house.
Oh man.
We should do like Creator Clash VR boxing. That's how we could do it on
Dude.
Oh, that would be a good idea.
Dude,
That's not a bad idea.
I genuinely I was like hyped on this. I wanted to go live and talk about it like immediately after, because genuinely that was a good card. I think I only, and I don't want to the two first creators, I missed Jack Manifold and Dakota. So I missed the fight on that one. That was the only one I missed, was that undercard, which totally sucks. And now I feel like a total jerk. But I saw the end of it, and it was a unanimous decision, which is awesome to win, not on split decision. If you win a fight, it's like, okay, like at least. Did you see it, Game Pass? Hey, Game Pass. I know you didn't see it. What do you think about the fight?
That fight, okay. I think that both contestants, they trained really hard.
You're just making stuff
I
up.
think they both deserve to win, right? Like, it's for a good cause. They got out there, they punched each other in the face, and they made people happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's always nice to see amateurs box, because like there's a lot less clinching. They don't hug as much. Like, there's more just knockdown drag.
You know what? There was like a lot less clinching. I don't know if anyone else noticed that. Like there was a lot less clinching, like for sure. Like I noticed, except for the last two.
Where? There was a lot of. I feel like there was clinching all the time.
Really?
But,
I don't know, man.
yeah.
The Jake Paul fights,
Watch a
like
Jake
those
Paul
are,
fight,
yeah,
man.
dude.
Oh, that's
Hug
fair.
fest, dude.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
fair.
And
That's fair.
even like high level professional boxing too. Like I don't know if like the only boxing I've seen like recently was like, I don't know, I saw Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor fight. That was a lot of clinching. So I mean that's not the same, but I feel like if you watch a lot of professional boxing right now, they're clinching up like every 10, 15, 30 seconds, like multiple times around. And it gets boring.
Dude, so you guys, like, speaking of professionals, do you guys want to start getting into the fights? Did you see the second undercard where they called out Yeb, the homie?
No, they called out Yeb.
Yeb, like for like the next one. Yeah.
Dang.
It was just like Yeb was like, hey. I was just like, dude, I want to see Yeb fight. The funniest thing is how many of my friends I just saw in the audience. Like, I was like,
yeah, dude.
Dude,
You would see Barry just
they were. Did you
around?
Okay, Barry, Sam, and Nan were in front of Jacksepticeye and Markiplier. I saw
No
it.
way.
They were in front of them. I can imagine like Barry just turning around and being like, "Who are you again?" Like, who's... Just fucking. He just look at them and be like, "Excuse me, garçon." Garçon.
Oh man.
If you're listening in, those are like some of our friends that were at the event, and they were literally in front of more famous people than them. It was really funny. It was super fucking funny. So the other thing is, I'll go down the list. Like the first, the fight that like I think a lot of people wanted to see was like AB versus Dad. I don't know if you guys remember that Joe Rogan clip where he thought it was actually a dad beating up his son.
Oh, that's right,
dude.
Yeah,
so funny. It was so funny. Joe Rogan's like, he's like, I watched this clip of a grown man, and you're beating up your son to teach him a lesson, and he's
imagine being, dude. It's funny because Joe Rogan's definitely out of touch with a lot of things, but he's more in tune than a lot of other podcasters out there. You would think he would do a little bit more research on that. That was like one of the only ones where he doesn't like argue a point. He's just like, oh, that sucks. And that was it.
Dude, I was like laughing so hard because the whole internet is just like been shitting on him for like misinformation stuff, and then he literally
Joe Rogan being all serious about it. Like,
yeah. Did you hear it with the music? Did you hear it with the music, dude?
No,
it was so funny. They were just like this like inspirational music, and it's Joe Rogan being like, a dad beat up his son. Like, those are two YouTubers. The YouTuber's name is Dad. That's why, you know, like
he's wearing a literal like astronaut costume also.
Yeah, it was.
yeah, he is.
Yo, I want to play that clip for hold on, I'm gonna pull that clip up. Joe Rogan
pull that up.
Dad boxing. I'll pull that clip up. It's so funny. You guys won't be able to hear it, but the chat will. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it for the chat. But it's so funny, dude. Hold on, let me pull this up on the let me put this going up here.
Video today.
Look at him in
a boxing match between a father and a son. It made me so sad.
I like that he has it zipped up all the way.
Hold on.
He's going into space, dude.
He looks like he's like 17 or 18, and the father's 42, and the father beats the shit out of him. I mean, like, dings him in the head and keeps punching him. I'm like, that's your son.
Oh my god.
That's your Jesus.
He's saying in the clip, he goes, "That's your son. That's your son."
And we're watching you beat your son up. Because I get your son probably got cocky with you, but and he celebrates after he knocks his son out. It made me so sad. Because first of all, I'm like, that kid has brain damage now, 100%. Maybe it's just a little. Maybe he'll be fine. Maybe he'll get over it. But maybe you fucked him up. That can happen too. He might be depressed from now on after that. It might fuck up his pituitary gland. It happens to people. And you just did that to your son. You're supposed to like touch him up.
Hold on, I want to get to the end where he gets like
cheering that this old guy knocked his son out.
Hold on.
You guys are crazy.
He might be depressed.
It's not? What is it?
They're not father-son.
Oh,
hold on. Let me play back.
It's not? What is it?
They're not father-son.
Oh, why does it lie?
Because
it says father knocks out son in celebrity boxing match.
Gotta get somebody to click on this.
Oh.
This was like a YouTuber thing. This guy's a YouTuber, and he's a YouTuber.
I'm such a sucker.
He's like, I love the clip because he's like, that's your son, and you're beating up your son. That's your son. So everyone was like anticipation of this. It was like absolutely like everyone was in anticipation of that match because dude, Dad last time came out like a sleeper and beat the living out of the opponent.
I'm mad that I missed Dad's fight.
Dude, it was so good. Okay, so what happened is in the first round, I missed a couple of the fights, but the fight before it, the one where our friend got called out, it was I lost the results, but basically Sabrina lost because it went to unanimous decision, but the fight before the one with Dad is that Sabrina lost because like at one point in the fight you could just kind of tell that they were just getting like, you know, pummeled back and forth. I saw that those the first two were the ones that I caught the tail end of the fight, so I don't want to go into too much details, but I caught the end where basically it was just kind of, dude, you know what it comes down to in a lot of the YouTuber stuff is basically stamina, you know? It's stamina. So like a lot of them I could just tell was stamina. Then you get into the Dad fight, and the Dad fight was I think was what they were like talking about, the announcers. I think Charlie was saying it, that AB may have cracked a rib, so they called it after the first round because he was taking so many shots to the body. Isn't that
shit? I really want to watch it.
Says he quit while he was on the stool.
Yeah.
Oh. Too, Capri.
Huh? Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'll wait. Hold on. Oh, you guys are quiet. Okay, hold up. Let me turn this up.
We're quiet.
How dare?
Wow, dude.
I think I know why. Hold on.
Professional.
Hold on, chat. Hold on. We're gonna fix it. Sorry.
We're on it.
Also, you guys missed the first couple fights, but we'll go through them. Does he talk about the second fight? Okay. So the face Green smiling. Wait, what? So, anyways, those are the first couple. Those are the first couple. I think you guys missed it. I don't know if you guys saw the, but let me go through. The dad fight basically ended after the first round. They called it. A lot of these fights ended after the first round because they would just call it based on like damage. And I feel like they just had like a lower tolerance for calling fights. They were just like calling stuff. Mean? They were calling
like
stuff.
The ref had lower tolerance?
Or like, basically they were calling stuff because they're not professional fighters. They were calling them early all the time because you could die in the ring. Like you could die. There was a boxer. Dangerous. It's very dangerous. There was a boxer a few years ago. They didn't call it, and the boxer died, which is super, super sad. But it's.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Would you get in the ring, Raph?
Yeah, that's how I want to go out.
You want to go out in the. You want to die in the ring?
Yeah, I want to die fighting for my family, for my loved ones.
You don't.
I want to go out like Cinderella Man, dude. You know.
You don't need to fight in the ring. Right? Yeah,
dude, I want to be like Russell Crowe. You know what I'm saying?
You can't just say that. It doesn't make any sense.
I want to be Russell Crowe in the ring, dude. I want to be Cinderella Story.
No,
or whatever it's called. It's a good Cinderella Man, or is it Cinderella Story?
Yeah, no, it's Cinderella. You're thinking of the actual Cinderella story.
Yeah, I want to be a slave, and then I want to, you know, not be that anymore with a glass slipper. That's kind of how I want to go out.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's my life.
His own destiny. He's like, all my life I've been out of control, but finally, for once, I'm in control. I'm going out on my terms.
Yeah, exactly. I'm 27 now, dude. I've decided how I'm going out, and that's it.
You know, clock's ticking, buddy.
That's it. I'm already halfway there.
What does halfway there mean? What's 27 plus 27? 54?
He's saying he wants to join the 27 club. He wants
54. That's it. That's when I'm out of here, dude.
Is there a 27? What is it? The 27 club or the 26 club? What is it?
It's like where a bunch of famous musicians like died at the age of 27. Like
is that true?
Hendrix, Janis
27.
Joplin,
Yo, the 27 club is absolutely true. Yeah, the 27 club is absolutely like a thing. People talk about that all the time.
Like I peaked.
Oh yeah, 27 club.
To be honest, that was a good year.
You peaked at 27.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse. They all died when they were 27.
Yeah,
it's my turn.
No, don't say that. Don't say it's my turn.
I gotta make good music, and then I gotta get out of here. You know what I'm saying?
No.
What do you mean no?
This is a podcast. This is gonna go down forever.
I don't
want you to say I'm gonna make a good song. Don't make a song this year then.
What song should I make? What should be my swan song, you know?
You should have AI
viral or not, okay?
You should have AI generate your swan song.
Ask ChatGPT to write you a swan song right now.
Right? Write me a
magnum
swan song that encapsulates.
You are so stupid. We're definitely going to get canceled. Anyway, so those are the first couple undercards. We don't have to talk about this the entire time. We could talk about also kick stuff that you were talking about too, but I do want to keep going through the...
No, that's good. I'm having fun. Everyone's having fun.
Yeah.
Everybody in the chat having fun, say yeah.
Everyone in the chat say yeah. So we have...
say yeah.
We had William Haynes versus Chris Raygun, which is the one that was like all the drama because they kicked off Froggy Fresh. And I think that fight went great, to be honest. I thought that was like as if no one was there, like nothing had happened in the thing. I was like, okay, cool. It was a great fight. It was a very unfair fight, but one person was like, 5 inches taller than the other one. I don't know if you saw that, but one guy was like 5'10" and one guy was like 5'4". That'd be like me beating on Murr.
What fight was that?
That was the William Haynes versus Chris Raygun fight. That was basically it was supposed to be Froggy Fresh, and then they kicked him off for like basically being sexist towards Anissa.
Wait, is that true?
No,
they kicked him off.
No, they kicked him off. Yeah, they kicked him off. Raph is finding out so much of this for the first time.
Raph had no idea what this was.
Dude, I've been out of commission for a month.
You guys,
You're right.
ChatGPT wrote me a song. I said, write a magnum opus swan song for a comedian who was mediocre and produced a failed podcast with 75 episodes. The title is 75 Episodes of Laughter, an ode to mediocrity.
For those who don't know, this entire time, Game Pass has been begging to do a podcast with somebody because he, and I quote, has produced 75 episodes of a podcast once. And that was his kind of
Learn
like
from my
audition.
No, the
That's
worst
not a
is
thing.
we're in the Content Thieves Discord. And Game Pass, like, I'm like, hey, I have to do this podcast with like Murr, which Murr is not here today because he is very sick. He said he's sick, so we wanted to go live and talk about this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, I have to
He's
produce a
fleshed
podcast.
out.
I have to produce the podcast, and then Game Pass goes, hey, you're not remembering that I produced 75 episodes of a podcast, and I said, and I've never heard of it. So. So why would I ask
sorry.
you? And then he's like, we had 2,000 downloads. I said, well, when you produce 75 fucking episodes, you might, so one of them better pop off. What was the podcast called,
man.
Game Pass?
It was called You're Welcome, Future Self.
Was it a self-help podcast?
It was like a BSing about everything podcast and me like working on losing like 100 pounds at the time. I lost
Did
like
that-
80 pounds throughout the process.
Oh, nice, dude.
And
That's
me and my
actually
buddy
good.
just argued about politics the whole time because COVID happened like 2/3 of the way through us doing the podcast.
That sounds like a great podcast.
It wasn't. I have the.
It's just a
episode somewhere. I
podcast
can
where you
re-upload it.
force your friends to kind of
Yeah.
just do shit.
It's just one friend. Like he really wanted to do a podcast, but then once we get live, he's just like, I don't want to be here. And like I'd have to sit there and start talking, and like 20 minutes in, he'd finally like wake up and be like, all right, this is fun. I'm like, this is terrible.
Oh my god. So wait, so you're saying this fighter, there was a fighter that was there originally, and then they kicked him out because he was being handsy or just being sexist?
What the fuck, Raph?
What did you
Jesus.
say?
Basically, what happened was
Yeah.
he was talking shit on the other opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the fight, right, chat? The chat was William Haynes versus Chris Raygun. And basically, it was supposed to be Froggy Fresh. But what happened was they were like talking shit on each other on Twitter. And then basically what happened is at one point during the Twitter argument, he was like, hey, if I beat you, I'm going to subscribe to iDubbbz's wife's OnlyFans, which has nothing to do with you know,
With
what I'm-
anything
with
that's going
anything. He was
Oh.
because iDubbbz has been canceled. I am a big iDubbbz head. So iDubbbz was canceled by his own community because his wife started an OnlyFans, and he got canceled for his wife starting an OnlyFans.
What?
Yeah, dude.
People are crazy, dude.
How dare you let your wife start an OnlyFans?
I feel like most of them are just kind of like, finally. That's kind of the response that I would expect, you know?
It doesn't
Basically
make
it
sense.
was like, oh, you know, he made fun of people and then all this stuff, and
Yeah.
then it was like, so they got William Haynes to do it to be a replacement, and he only had the 3 weeks training, and he ended up like just winning, but he also had like 5 inches on, but that makes up for
yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? It was like 3
Yeah,
weeks.
For sure. If you got that reach, you don't have to you just back up and keep wailing on
Hey,
them.
it worked for Harley Morgstein today, right?
No,
Hardly.
it didn't. Oh my God. No, but he was fighting a competitive. That was different.
Yeah,
We'll get to-
that was not
Dude,
fair
how
at
funny!
all.
It's crazy that they got John Morrison to go in there. That's crazy to me.
It was wild. It
I
was
kinda wish
was
John
crazy.
Morrison wanted to fight Logan
no, it
Paul,
was
though,
hard.
'cause you
No.
know
You
it
guys
would
are
be
saying the last
personal.
name. You guys are. It's not John Morrison. It's
I'm sorry. That's his wrestler name.
Yeah.
It was John Hashlinger or whatever his real last
The
name
hash
is.
slinging slasher.
Yeah.
Hannigan. I think it's
John
Hannigan.
Hannigan.
Yeah.
It's Hannigan, yeah.
So basically,
Harley Morenstein. and
yeah.
then John
So
Hannigan.
Harley got knocked out of the ring, which is wild. I don't know. I'm gonna look up a
Yeah.
clip of that. But
I
basically,
don't think I've ever seen anything like that in boxing.
Dude, it's the bigger you are, the harder you fall.
His
That's-
entrance
it's
was
just-
sick though, when he's like in the audience. Like it was like a wrestling match. Like that
Yeah.
was sick.
That was sick.
That was like
he
a highlight for
he tweeted right now. He goes, "Bro, I got knocked the fuck out the ring, literally." Look at the
Look at his
What do you,
face.
what do you think Harley is like thinking going into this though? Like, what
Bro,
do you think?
get
He
knocked out.
knows.
If you
You
get
gotta know, dude. Damn, look at the look on his face too.
He's
Like-
so shocked, dude.
He's like playing it up though, but like it's so
Bro,
good.
it's like when you glitch out of the video game, dude. He got knocked
Oh
out
my
the
God.
ring.
It's like he just woke up from the Matrix.
He was
what
like,
all
"Oh."
NPCs are thinking. Like, as soon as they get knocked out of the map, they're just like, "What the? Where am I,
Dude,
He no clipped.
he literally clipped out the game, dude.
Oh man,
Dude, that was so funny. When I saw that,
That
I
was
was
so
like,
funny.
wow, that is wild. I thought they would end it there too. I was like, oh, for sure this would be ended.
Right.
Because like you can't have you're gonna take a lot of damage if you get kicked out the ring, you know? Like
Yeah.
yeah.
they were like, let's just continue the fight. I was like, what?
I feel like I would love to watch, like, I'm not a big fan of wrestling, but I would love to watch like a wrestling style boxing match, because that's what it felt like the entrances, like him being out of the ring, like John like spinning him in a circle when he clenched him and stuff.
Almost like
he was-
a boxing match, but like with a storyline and like a
Yeah.
purpose. Yeah, that would be sick.
like it's,
he at the end of the match, he said he wants to do the wrestling. He'd go and jump into the
And
wrestling.
wrestle?
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be super, super sick.
yeah, it's a dope crossover for sure.
It's crazy that WWE and YouTube are kind of just like
Isn't that weird that like
Merging together,
YouTubers
dude.
have become like the WWE, like they've been messing with the WWE more? It's weird
It's
because like
wild.
in the content space, so many people, I didn't know that people genuinely watch wrestling. And as I've been getting into the content space, there is so many fans of wrestling in this like industry. It's wild to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I never watched wrestling, so I was like, who watches wrestling? And then everyone's like, I love wrestling. I'm like, what? They're like, I know they're like, it's not like, you know what I always hear from them? They're like, it's not fake. It's predetermined. I was like, mother, I was like, but a lot of people, I'm like, motherfucker, dude, like, okay, if any, I'm going to do every sports betting that's predetermined from now on. Just give me the predeterminations and I'll bet on that shit.
Oh
Right.
man, I remember like growing up and being really into wrestling and still knowing that like, oh, this is not real at all. This is stupid fake. They're
I
not even
think with
hitting
the-
each other.
Yeah, if I
think
hit
with
you with a
the-
ladder, you would die.
No, I think with the new buyout of like the whatever it's called now, like they're actually trying to like make gambling like a thing on wrestling like in the near future.
How
What
would
do you
you
mean
make?
the buyout?
I don't
Um,
know. I just remember like hearing the news about it when Vince McMahon sold the company. Like the new dude was like talking about it. Like I remember
Mm.
reading something about it, and it's crazy.
What?
Because like you're,
But
yeah,
how
like
are
you're
you
saying, though,
gonna?
it's predetermined. Like they would like keep the results under lock and key. It's literally like not the best formula. Like something's gonna go wrong with it. but
Yeah.
they're gonna start gambling on wrestling.
I think the way it works too is most of the wrestlers know before they go in who's gonna win. But I have a wrestler friend and she said that like sometimes they wear like an earpiece and they tell them like, okay,
Yeah,
you're
it's
gonna
on
win this
CNBC
match.
right here. Oh wait, is this gonna let us read it for free? Like literally
Imagine though,
on-
but imagine how shit that would be if like you wore an earpiece and you kind of made everybody believe that somebody else was gonna win and you push all the bets to that one person and then in the
Right.
middle of the match you go, no, switch it now because we put too much money on
Well,
this
dude,
bet.
yeah. Look, WWE in talks with state gambling regulators to legalize betting on scripted match results. What?
Wow.
Mhm.
What?
I told you, it's insane.
What?
They're just like, oh, well, we're not going to inform the wrestlers until hours before the match. Like, they couldn't just tell their family to go on friggin' FanDuel and start gambling. Like,
Dude,
it's
I
like,
have
do
a
they-
really good idea. It's basically
Yeah.
insider trading. I mean, Martha Stewart did it.
Yeah.
But I have a better idea,
Thank
okay?
God.
Since the wrestling league can do it, I have a better idea. We do
Before
it
you
with
say
move-
anything else, can I just say how stupid that band-aid on your finger looks? Can I
Okay.
just say how stupid
What
it looks on your
happened? Why'd you
finger?
get the Band-Aid?
Can I
I
finish?
just noticed it, but it looks stupid.
Okay,
Yeah, but
before
we're gonna
we
come back
I'm
to the
gonna
Band-Aid. That
we'll
was
come back to the
important.
Band-Aid, but let me finish this.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to say it.
Okay, I'm gonna address the elephant in the room, which is my Band-Aid, because people don't know what happened earlier.
Okay.
Let me finish. There is a great idea. If wrestling can predetermine sports betting on wrestling, I want to bet on every movie before I go in on how it ends.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Sure.
They all die. I would bet that every time.
You would win. It'd be 50.
It would be 50-50 that they all die.
Those odds are amazing.
Pixar, they all die.
Yeah. A family
Inception.
member's dead.
Is that real? Did you
For
ruin a
like
movie
any
for me?
Disney, for any Disney.
I haven't
or
seen the
Pixar
Mario movie. Yeah, I haven't
always
seen.
like a parent that's dead or something.
Did you just ruin Toy Story 3?
Probably.
Okay, I haven't seen the Mario movie, and I know neither of you have either.
No.
So there's no spoilers here, but they all die. $50.
That just makes sense, dude.
$50.
Deadass, $50. I'll bet anyone
Bring it
$50
in.
right now in the
You're
chat.
gonna lose
$50.
a bunch of money because most popular movies do not have like completely apocalyptic endings like that. Though.
Oh,
Like,
really? But then when I do win the money, you're gonna look like an idiot.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bet against you. I'll be like, they all win or they all live. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, but the over under on them all dying would probably be better odds. So if I keep going, eventually I would win, and I would probably win it'd probably be like 100 to 1 if they all die.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal: they're not always gonna die at the end of a Pixar movie, but I've seen the wife dies in the first 5 seconds.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You know,
So you're saying you'd put individual bets on each character that someone's gonna die.
I don't know,
But
man.
also, what would qualify a death? Like, do we have to see the body, or like, is it just the imagination or the implication that person is? Because I could see this. I could see cheating to my benefit if I was wrong.
I don't know how this stupid fake sports betting website that I've made up makes sense.
You want to play? We're playing though. Let's figure it out.
I
Figure
don't.
it out.
All I know is it doesn't make sense for the WWE because that's predetermined.
Doesn't make sense.
It makes
Basically,
no
like,
sense.
It's
doesn't
a
make any
stage play,
sense.
basically. Like,
Yeah.
in a way, just a very athletic stage play full of
Casinos
muscly
figured
people.
out. Casinos figured out that people would bet on it, and they were like, "How can we do it? How can we predetermine the thing?" You know what I'm saying? You know what I
Gotta
would do?
ride that wave.
Yeah. See?
I mean, like, nobody really knows how it's gonna end in wrestling except for the wrestlers and producers. So I guess, you could do it technically,
All I would have to
but
do
it's
is
so ridiculous.
yeah. It's wild. I'm glad Game Pass brought that up.
Yeah,
I
thanks
have
for
a
bringing
feeling
that up.
though that like in every form of gambling, like honestly, like in every form of making money ever, there's always somebody that has some advantage and takes advantage of it. It's just whether or not they get caught. So it's like it's gonna be abused, but it's got to be built into the system. They're just like, all right, this is the acceptable level of losses we can take due to cheating, and then the rest is just all pure profit because gambling is a scam.
It sounds like you're running like a supermarket that has a self-checkout line.
Yeah, 100%. Like when we went through the Amazon store where they're just like, open the cans on your way out. You open.
Oh,
everything."
that's right. That's right.
Wait, what?
We went to go see the Chicago Bulls play, right? And they had this store where you could go like get like snacks and beer, but you just walk into the store and then you grab everything and it connects to your Amazon account or something like that. And then
And
you
there
just
were-
walk out of the store and it charges you.
Yeah, and there's some very nice ladies because you had like it was mostly booze, and there's very
Mhm.
nice ladies just yelling at us the whole time. You need to open your bottles and cans before you leave with them.
Yeah. It was
Like,
great.
The whole time.
Wait, why
It's
do you need to
like-
open up your bottles and cans before you leave?
I think it's so you can't like throw a beer bottle on the court. Like we were close enough to make.
Wait, was this
havoc.
like in the stadium?
Yeah,
we
it
were
was
at-
in the
we were at
stadium.
Bulls game.
That's wild. Maybe there's some law
was
in
a cool
Chicago that
store.
you have to like open up a can or something like that before you
I
leave.
think it's
I
so it
think
doesn't
maybe-
become a projectile.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I think maybe it had something to do with actually like taking it out of the store. Like you had to open it to know that you bought it or something like that.
Well, you also have to like put it if you want to put it back, you got to put it back in the exact same spot.
Yeah, otherwise
Like
it charges
it's a
you.
Indiana Jones idol. You gotta replace it with like a bag of sand. He's like, da 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 da.
Game Pass, that's unironically the funniest thing you've ever said in your entire comedy career.
Contrary
All
to
75
popular belief,
episodes.
I'm funny. Okay, a mediocre comedian.
Hey, that's good, man.
No, it's good, man. You're trying.
Chat
So
GPT
I
comedy.
amused myself. It's fine.
I
I don't need you to approve.
I like that. I like that you're still doing your pickle papa thing, even though we're doing just a podcast.
I told him, I said, we're going to do green screen background. And then this motherfucker goes and puts on this. And he's like, I'll just become the green screen. Why?
Because it's April.
Yeah, instead of celebrating,
I want you to turn off that green screen. Well, if you can't see it at home, Game Pass, turn off the green screen. That was
so
gross.
You look like a turtle, dude.
Yeah, you look like a turtle without this shell.
Literally, like just one.
You know
I
what's
went to
crazy?
McDonald's like this.
You know what's crazy is that Game Pass, instead of celebrating Middle Eastern Heritage Month, he wants to just dress up as a freaking pickle, dude.
I know.
Could have been anything
Yeah,
else, man.
There's two Arabs in this call, and he never
He's like,
texted
"Oh."
me and said,
He never said I'm sorry.
Hold on. Hold on. I gotta text somebody real quick.
If I get a text, I'm fucking blocking your number. You fucking shellless turtle bitch.
Oh my god.
Dude, yeah, dude. Watching that today, I'm just getting back to it. Some of those fights were really good. The Myth versus Hundar was one of the fights that
crazy.
Myth pulled through, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, for all Arabs everywhere, Myth pulled through. Okay, it was fire. It was a great Myth. Like, people underestimated Myth. They were like, "Oh, Hundar's gonna win for sure." Look, Hundar's scary. Myth just came in and just fucking like. Myth is athletic, like naturally athletic.
He's got those long arms.
He's got the reach. That's the thing. He's got the reach. And I was like, dude, I was like, Myth is gonna win this. Also, Myth is dope. I've met Myth before. I got to shake Myth's hand, and Myth was like one of the nicest creators that I've said, "Hello, Mr. Myth, welcome in."
Did you greet him with like 3 kisses on each cheek?
No,
he told me let him know that you were also Middle Eastern.
No, he told me, please leave my house.
Were you really in Myth's house?
No, no.
I wanted to hear that story.
No, yeah, the story is I was.
How'd you end up there?
Yeah, I just walked in and then the cops showed up and I was like, "Whoa,
got it.
Totally misunderstanding, Mr. Myth."
Oh shoot!
I just wanted to congratulate you on your boxing winning. No, that was wild. I honestly want to see. I feel like Myth is probably one of those people who could probably train and beat the shit out of like one of the Jake Paul brothers. Like, I feel like Myth would probably do really well.
Yeah,
someone's got to take them down a peg and make
least
millions of dollars in the process.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, there's some people that just looked like they understood it, like they just got boxing, and like he was one of them. The last fight between Alex Wassabi and iDubbbz was one of the everyone was like, "Oh, wasn't that eventful?" A couple people were saying like, "Oh, I want to see someone get knocked out," but they were both really good fighters. That's why no one went down. They were really good. They're both like, their technique is better. You know, they know what they're doing. Like, you're looking at them fight, and it's like you're watching boxers when you watch them.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like
the same with the Michelle Kari and Andrea.
Yeah, they were
Botez. That was
that was a great fight. That was a
clean fight. That was so good.
That was a great fight. Like, genuinely a really, really good fight. They put it on so well. They both like boxed so well. They probably beat the shit out of me. I'm gonna be honest. I'd be sleeping. You know, I would
be.
They
both trained so hard, dude. Like, they're in perfect like shape.
No, they were like in perfect shape. They were like, they genuinely looked. It's a lot like I noticed a lot of it when you're watching YouTube boxers is that they get winded and they drop their hands and then they're just doing this.
Yeah.
You know, they're like flailing. They were like precision striking to the very end.
Yeah.
You know? I think that they probably had the best fight. If someone would have like really gone down, it would probably been like went down as the best fight.
I think so
as
well. You know what I would have liked to see a lot more? You know, a lot of people a lot of the fighters were like fighting and then just kind of wailing instead of kind of like landing a few things and then like backing off their opponent. So I would have liked to see that more because they just kind of they were just like sock and boppers. Like everybody was just kind of going at it like the two like little like that machine, like the little toy machine.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see people like back off and like look and be like, oh, okay, this is where I'm hitting them and this is kind of where I'm not hitting them.
Yeah,
And
like Aaron versus Jarvis was like nothing but that the whole time. They're just like flailing at each
wailing,
other for sure.
flailing. Yeah.
Like
I've
that was fun to watch still.
Jarvis is big too. Like he's I've seen him around and he's about, I would say like about the same height as me. So he's big. I expected Jarvis to win that. That was wild. That was like a wild upset for me in my head. So
I think Jarvis just didn't have that dog in him, you know. He just seems like a sweetheart, you know.
Jarvis just seemed too nice. Jarvis is like, we're gonna have fun.
He didn't have that dog in him.
We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have fun. You know.
If he was angry, if Jarvis got mad out of nowhere,
I want to see Jarvis mad. That would be great.
Yeah,
that would be a great fight. See if Jarvis came in and just be like, you know what? The one thing I don't like about this whole thing is the whole iDubbbz creator clash. Everyone's too friendly.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I want to fight my enemies. I don't want to fight my friends. And I know
heard you two had beef. It's time to battle it out. That would be a great.
And then at the end, you hug it out. You know, at the end, you're like, oh, you know, we had beef. We're cool now. We're gonna hug, and then we will. You know, we'll just kiss it out.
That's what the gladiators did. You know, back in ancient Rome. That's how the gladiators handled shit, man.
They killed each other, Raph. That's not
fight each other to the death.
Brad was in the chat like, no, they made out before they murdered. You had to learn how to love before you could kill.
You have to. That's kind of how the culture was. I mean, they have 7 gods all making love to each other, and that's kind of how gladiators fought. You know,
they did have a lot of.
You make 7 gods.
Yeah.
So sex.
That's it.
Good job, Game Pass. I'm really glad you produced 75 episodes of a failed podcast to come here and say lots of sex.
Oh man,
that's all that podcast was.
Me and my friend talking about sex.
We're not looking at
bachelor friend.
We're not looking at chat so much, but somebody said Myth and Ab are cousins. I didn't know that. Is that true?
I did not know that either, but I know that they're both from the exact same city. It's the same city that Frogan's from. And,
okay.
And basically, they're all from Dearborn, which is where every Arab is from. You're not from Dearborn. Yeah. I'm not from Dearborn, but every one of our cousins is from Dearborn. To be honest, someone in the chat saying Myth and Ab are cousins. It makes sense because every Arab is cousins with another Arab. I'm cousins with Raf. And I didn't even know that. Me and Raf are from like 10 feet away from each other. So when an Arab tells me that they're cousins with someone else, it's always bullshit. Okay? It's never true. Don't ever listen to Arabs saying they're cousins. They could actually be cousins, but no matter what, me and Eli are cousins. You know? Me and Eli are cousins.
But you're also not.
We're not cousins.
I believe you.
Yeah, you believe me. But that's like cousin, Habibi, you know, like everybody, let's make sex, you know, we're cousins.
Can I be like an honorary cousin?
No, you can't. No.
You didn't even put on any Arab garb. You just kind of wore a pickle suit.
Yeah.
Please don't change it.
Don't change it to something Arabic.
I know you were thinking. I could see it in your head. You were thinking of like, oh, where do I get like a turban or something? And I was like, dude, that's
don't do that. Yeah, don't do that.
Do it.
Yeah, as two Arabs sandwiched in the white guy in the middle. Do not do that, please. No, don't switch it. Don't switch it at all. I don't want to get canceled on Bob.
Game Pass did send me a text. He said, "Hey guys, this is your month, and I love you so much. Thank you for being my friends and being strong emote." Icons for Arabs everywhere. I'm so proud of you. It's Middle Easterns to you.
God damn it.
Well, I got that text too, and I responded to it. Raph, do you want to go ahead and read that out loud?
Yeah, I can read that out loud for you. Capri says, "I hate you."
I thought the whole point of the podcast was to like make everyone think that we weren't assholes.
The whole point of the whole point of the podcast was to come on here and get clippable moments so we could talk about like trending things. And then I realized that half of you idiots didn't watch half the fights. and neither did
I
I.
watched all the same ones as you. Neither did I.
So I'm like, I watched, dude. I'm sorry, it was 6 hours.
It was so long.
That's the
We
only.
watched- hey, we
that is my
watched
number
some of
one
the
thing.
best parts.
iDubbbz, one of my favorite content creators. If I had to put like a hierarchy, iDubbbz would probably be like the top. That would be like H3, iDubbbz, like that whole era of. You know, like obviously, I like this. I like that they've grown since then. You know, like you could see that they've changed as people, which is fantastic. But like doing cool things, doing cool shit. The documentaries that iDubbbz drops, favorite content creator. And I have one criticism of this because I'm being sweet. I'm saying, oh my god, I love you, iDubbbz. It can't be 5 hours. I can't watch 6 hours of content.
Chess boxing was the same way too. You know, it was just it went on for too long.
It went on for 6 hours. I don't remember chess boxing being that long, but I was there in person, so I also So like I don't know if it was like longer. I was like
they had the same amount of fights, right? It was like 10 fights or 12 fights.
The thing is like in the UFC, how many fights are there? Like when you watch them, they have like a 3-round match, and it's like
I think it's like 6.
I think
or
same.
So.
Yeah. The other thing is it started in California at 3 o'clock and it ended at 8, which is like cool, but like it almost made like it had like all these undercards, but there was a lot, and I don't know. I can't be upset because the amount that you paid for the pay-per-view and the amount of content you got from it is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
you end up paying for that?
It was like $40. It was nothing.
Oh, worth it.
It was.
I mean, honestly, I would pay for the next one. Like after watching that,
this event was way better than the last one too. Genuinely way better than the last one. I think they cleaned it up.
Churdley's coming out and like doing his bits and stuff.
When was that? Was that the Crash Bandicoot?
That was
stuff?
the Crash Bandicoot thing, yeah.
I did not understand that, and there's people in my Discord that were saying that they're like big fans of that, but I did not understand it. I didn't get it. Can you kind of explain while I go pee real quick? Otherwise,
sure, dude. Yeah, I got you. I can
we didn't use
explain
Zoom,
it.
so there wouldn't be any pauses.
yeah, go.
Dude, how come every time you stand up, you have a giant? Get different shorts, dude. All right. For those who don't know, Churdley's do you know who Churdley's is?
Yeah, I've
Game
heard
Pass?
of him. I haven't watched a lot of his stuff, but I know who he is.
Yeah, I mean, he does pretty much all he does on YouTube is like skits. And that's honestly that's the explanation. That's it.
No,
And
he's
everybody
like a
else,
massive creator though. Yeah.
yeah, but it's all skits and it's all skit based. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Honestly, that's it. But he does make really good videos, really funny ones. He did some stuff with like Casey Frey. Who are some other like skit like YouTubers that are pretty
I usually go to usually I see my skits on like TikTok, honestly.
Yeah, the skits I'll see are like on Instagram. I don't really.
Yeah, I don't really see there's like some longer form skits and stuff. I don't know, like Joel Haver, or like we watch like Joe Kappa, but those are like a lot of animation stuff. So it's I don't know.
You know what I've been doing recently?
I heard every moment of it.
I believe you. You know what I've been watching recently? I've been going down a deep rabbit hole of just Beetlejuice stuff.
Beetlejuice?
Yeah, from Howard Stern.
Oh, I watched that. I watched like a whole documentary on Beetlejuice.
There's a documentary on Beetlejuice.
I don't know. I think because I kept watching YouTube, and then at one point you'll watch one of those this is how Beetlejuice. This is the rise and fall of Beetlejuice. Yeah. So I ended up watching one of those. But yeah, dude. What was I gonna say? How did you get to Beetlejuice? How did you end up at Beetlejuice?
No, we were just talking about
what he's been consuming.
I explained that Churdley's is a skit creator on YouTube. He does long form skits on YouTube, but Game Pass and I see most of his skits is on Instagram, and honestly, that was it. But he does stuff with like Casey Frey and a couple of other YouTubers. But he has like a posse, and they all just pretty much do weird skits.
Yeah, I've seen some of them. I didn't realize what it was at the first 5 seconds, and I was like, oh, this is dope. I get what you're doing. But that's the thing is I genuinely like, dude, every part of this Beetlejuice. Don't say Beetlejuice in the chat. Beetlejuice. I genuinely liked it. It was great. I don't know of anything like some of the other fights were good. I think like the The other fight that was wild was it's going to kill me right now. Was it Marissa versus Haley Sharp? Did you guys watch that one?
Haley Sharp.
Yeah,
Marissa
that was
Ray.
one of the first ones I came in during because I came in like halfway through Myths.
So that one was like a lot of like my Discord was like they wanted Marissa to win, and they were like, Marissa, and basically, they got like kind of winded. They got kind of like knocked and winded for a while, and then people were like, oh God, like it's gonna end like right now, and essentially halfway through, I think they just got a second wind. And they went all the way. They went the whole distance, which is badass because a lot of people were like, "Oh, this is gonna end. This is gonna end. Like,
right?
You know, it's gonna be over." And they ended up going the entire distance. And that's what's like cool about like these creator boxing. It's like they didn't end up winning, but it's like Sharp won. But like it doesn't matter because like that was badass. Like you went and you trained for like months and months on end, and you went the entire distance, dude. Doing a full boxing match is wild. It's like
Could
insane.
you imagine doing 13 rounds, like real boxing, 13 rounds of this?
I would die.
Dude.
I would genuinely die. So when I watched
Absolutely
that one,
not.
I was like, oh, Haley's gonna win, Sharp's gonna win, and then all of a sudden it just kept going, and I was like, holy shit! Like, you know, you're holding out, you're in this fight, you're fighting, like you're actually trying every single step of the way, like you're swinging, you're fighting. It was good, dude. It was a good.
There were some
Good.
brutal hits in that one.
That was some brutal, and it kept going. You know, I'm like, dude, if you take a fucking hit to the temple and you just keep rolling with it,
Yeah.
a lot of these people are not going to be able to like talk for the next couple of days because like I want to know what they're feeling like all the fighters right now. Like,
dude, have you ever been like,
once that
hit in the
adrenaline
head, like
goes.
really bad? Like,
I've ever been hit.
No, have you? Have you been hit in the head really bad? What happened, buddy? What happened?
Well, there's one time that I literally like we were drunk and I boxed my friend in his front yard and he had gloves on.
But you didn't.
And I didn't. But he rocked my shit, and I was like messed up the next day. Like it took me a couple days. I was definitely concussed, dude. Like it was fucked up.
I have been in real fights. And the only time I really got hit the hardest of my entire life, like I have been punched in the head, I've been punched, but the hardest ever is when my friend decided to hit me with a sock and bopper.
Oh,
and
damn.
we thought
that'll fuck you up.
And we thought that like a sock and bopper, like no matter how hard you hit, you're not gonna hurt someone.
You're like, it's supposed to be more fun than
It's just air.
Yeah, it's just air. Yeah. Dude, his fist went through the sock and bopper into my temple.
Oh no.
And I went down like in the front yard of my parents' house, like, and I just like got knocked out. And that was the hardest I've ever been punched in my life. And I've been hit with brass knuckles, like not in the head, obviously, but I've been hit with them like in a real fight and it hurt. The sock and bopper was the worst hit I've ever taken.
What do you mean you've been hit by brass knuckles?
Some idiot when we were like in high school brought him to fight me and hit me, and like we got to hit me with them.
Oh,
you know?
Dang.
Is that what happened to your nose?
No. Oh, did you see this?
No. What is that?
I got one of those machines that sucks out the juice out of your nose.
Does it work?
Dude, it works great. And it's got a camera on it.
I gotta get one.
Dude,
I gotta get one.
Amazing. If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, I got one
like
of those machines that's like a blackhead remover, but it's got a camera on it. I should just go grab it in a second. But
is that the toy that you had?
Yeah, that's what I kept teasing Chad and saying that if I kept making it sound like a sex toy during my Twitch stream, which is against terms of service. You're not allowed to do that.
Well, like, I mean, you already got the boxing machine. Like, why not just add to the collection, right?
So it looks like a sex toy. So I kept saying to chat, like my Twitch chat, because if you guys are just listening in, live streamer, I stream on Twitch. All three of us do. And basically, you're not allowed to show any sex toys on Twitch. But this thing looks like a sex toy. So what I did is I kept saying, if you give me enough money, like if you donate to my Twitch, I will show you what my toy does. But it's just, I wanted to show chat like the blackhead removal stuff, because the blackhead removal stuff was funny as hell. So yeah, did you just pull up a clip, Game Pass?
Yeah, I'm gonna edit it a little bit better. Sorry.
No, just send it over. Just don't worry about editing it. Send it over because you're on a podcast right now. So I don't know if you know that.
I'm just cutting it. I'm just cutting it so like the chat from the side isn't on there. Like that's it. Like it takes me 2 seconds. I'm good at this.
He's on a podcast editing.
You wanted me,
He's
you
a good
wanted me to
editor.
be your Jamie?
He's a producer.
Jamie it up or not?
Jamie's
Hey,
not on
Jamie-
screen. Go
Jamie-
off screen.
Jamie, can you pull up the blackhead eraser? Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, you know what we should do with Game Pass right now? We should do with Game Pass. Be like, hey, Game Pass, could you send some emails to our next guest? Like while you're sitting here, just on screen.
Like, so you're like,
Fucking
Okay.
idiot.
I'm not an idiot.
Let us
Editing?
proofread your emails.
Esky,
I've been
this
tweeting.
the chat is saying this is a podcast. I thought this. No, it's not a Krusty Krabs. I'm gonna have to edit so much of this out, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's the thing. I genuinely thought that. Did you? Okay, let me pull this clip real quick. Let me pull this clip. Oh, he pulled up all over chat.
Beautiful. Look at
watching,
us.
Capri?
Look
What
at
am-
us.
Okay, well, let me.
How'd you do it last time? That looked really cool when you pulled up Joel Rogan. Was it because it was on YouTube?
Yeah.
There you go.
Look at these
That
hits.
hit right there.
Oh
Right
my
on the
God.
button.
Oh, how do you
yeah.
go the distance after that hit?
Well, the
Oh,
thing is, though,
man.
it didn't like twist her neck though. Like usually you get knocked out like when your neck goes past a certain point.
Oh
That-
my God.
Jarvis got
Oh,
rocked
This
right
Jarvis
there,
clip is wild.
dude.
Ooh.
If
forehead.
that would have been 1 inch back, Jarvis would have been knocked out.
Yeah.
What about that coach? I forgot whose coach it was. Who was like, "You're not fighting. You're disappointing me."
Oh man.
Oh
Remember
my
that
God.
Whose coach was that?
Oh my God, that was so funny. I gotta pull that up. Okay, this
That was
this Botez fight was wild.
This is a big hit right
Yeah,
here.
this was a good fight.
This was
Yeah,
a great
that was one of the
fight.
best fights for sure.
That was the best fight. That was the best fight.
Well, Botez was super confident going into that too, and I
Yeah,
was
but
like,
she was
this other-
confident going into chess boxing. And I think she lost that one as well,
She was
didn't she?
talking mad shit, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
You gotta,
But
you
it
got.
makes it
It makes
fun,
it
yeah.
fun, dude. Honestly,
Yeah.
it makes it fun. It makes
like,
it so
adds
fun.
stakes.
Capri and I are gonna do our own.
I
once
would.
move out
Do you
there.
think I would be a good boxer?
Yeah, I think so. I think you'd be a great main event.
Mhm.
You know, it would be good if you did the first match, and then you had to do the last match, whoever won.
The fuck is that? Like a video game?
Yeah, like you did the first match, right? You were the opener, like the undercard, and then like whatever happens, and then you just have to kind of recuperate by the time you get to the main event.
Game Pass froze. This is why doing the podcast live is so much more difficult. Look how
God.
stupid he
Look at
looks.
his stupid face. No.
Hold on.
I think
It
that
got worse.
I think that the best thing is to not do it. We should probably not do it live, and then just from now on, just do it as editing. Because oh great, this is fantastic, Game Pass. Good job, you fucking
There it
idiot.
goes.
I
There it
fixed it.
goes.
It doesn't matter. We can edit it all down. Like I don't care. We're doing a live stream. I mean, people know that there's stuff that happens in a live stream.
I'm telling you though, like I don't know, like all the most successful podcasts I know of, they do it live. It's a thing.
What if we did VR boxing in a ring? Like if the two people are wearing it, and they just whatever happens, kind of happens.
I would. So the thing is, they're doing the VR game, like the actual one that's like a simulator. Because the one that I play is like a sim. It's not a boxing. Like it's not a video game. It's like genuinely you have to hit it with a certain amount of force. You have to hit it at the angle.
Yeah, yeah.
So that game, the thrill of the fight, that's the one that like people will train on. That one needs to be multiplayer, and they don't have it multiplayer. It was a single dev. So thrill of the fight would be really good if you could do it as multiplayer. And they said that they're going to release a second one. And when they release that second one, it will be multiplayer. That's probably going to be bigger on like Twitch, you know, if that came out, or if we could mod that and we can do a boxing event with everyone who has VR, that would be insane. That would be something that like people would just like, it would blow people's minds. It's just to be like, yo, we're going to do an actual boxing fight. Also, the thing about thrill of the fight is that you actually have to, like when I'm out of shape, I lose that game all of the time. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Thrill of the Fight is a boxing game that
Jamie,
literally,
pull it up for us.
yeah, it literally
Frozen
uses.
Jamie.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
is he frozen a
Jamie,
game?
pull it up for us. Yeah, a game.
I'm gonna pull it. I'm sorry. Okay, unfreeze yourself, Game Pass.
I'm unfreezing.
Hold on. This is a real heavyweight boxer playing Thrill of the Fight right now. And when you notice, like when I play, okay, so when I play this guy, this is like one of the like third or fourth person. Look at him cleaning off his shoes. Like he's getting serious, right? When I play against like this level character, it takes me like I when I'm really in shape, I could probably knock him out in the first round. But like it takes me a little bit, but I never look this clean. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is like what he's seeing, the boxer. And look at his form on the left.
Yeah, he's definitely getting into it.
Like, and you could tell his form because he's like keeping it really tight. He's about to knock him out. Yep, boom, done. Game over. He won. It would take me an afternoon to beat that guy. You know, but this is like a real heavyweight boxer playing that game. And that game would be amazing is that they have another game called Creed, but Creed it's not as like realistic. It's a great game, but it's not as like simulator-y. That's like the flight simulator for boxers. Does that make sense?
It. Yeah, yeah.
So that would be great if we can bring a bunch of creators together and play that because you could remotely beat the shit out of each other. Like I would beat your ass in Thrill of the Fight.
You couldn't beat my ass. You think you could beat my ass and Thrill of the Fight?
Yeah.
You think so?
As soon as Thrill of the Fight is multiplayer, Capri versus Raph, who's gonna win? I'm taking bets now. It's not predetermined.
It's predetermined. It's scripted. Go ahead and place your
scripted.
bets.
Talk to me about how to win.
Yo, Raph. I'll let you win. I'm gonna put $1,000 on myself.
Hey, don't tell anybody, but I'm gonna let you let me win, and then that's the way we're gonna do it. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be
Perfect,
great. That'd be great.
Yeah. Awesome.
I want to pull up one of the clips, which is Dad versus AB.
I was looking for that.
Did you see? I don't know if you saw when he came out. He fucking was like running full speed. This was the fight that was like probably the most anticipated for me. But let me show you. Like this was really swinging, just wailing on him. Oh, this is the old one.
That's the old one. Yeah.
God damn it, dude.
Still wailing.
Wailing.
We could hear Joe Rogan's take again.
Yeah, 100%. I was gonna make that joke.
Beats his son.
He just beats up his son. Here's a clip from the side of the ring.
Oh, Barry recorded this one.
Man, they're getting
Jesus, look at him go.
AB is doing great though. A lot of people did not believe in AB on this, and AB did great, but I think that AB got really injured.
Yeah, you could see it right there. He kind of took a big hit.
Yeah, Dad's just rocking his body, dude. That
was the thing is Dad rocked the body so much that I think that they think he broke a rib or at least bruised a rib. I mean, they pulled him out. They pulled him out. So I don't know. I'll check Twitter right now and see what he said. But I think that AB Dad fight. Let me see if someone's like, hey, dude, like, you know.
Not cool. That's your son.
Someone tweeted, I went to the bathroom and missed the AB versus Dad fight. Oh god!
How long was he? That guy was in the bathroom for that long.
What do you? It was a
first long fight.
No, it was a one rounder.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, okay. Dude. It was all right. It was a great fight. I just like you literally. A lot of these fights got called in the between rounds. They just got called in between rounds, which is kind of shitty, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead.
Going into going into the in between though, like that's kind of when the ref gets to assess. Like I don't think that's super unnatural for boxing though, for like rounds to get called in between, like especially like more amateur boxers like this, like because they don't know how hurt they are until they sit down. You know.
That's the thing is like they're not, you know, they're not trained athletes. Like they don't know. Speaking of hurt, you know, it's a great segue into me talking about my bandage. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about it now.
Let's get into it. Are you okay?
During the reason why we're a little off and a little weird is because during the stream of the fight, I was streaming it to Discord to my friends.
Deck finger.
I went to grab my laptop and unplug it so I can move it to get ready to like go live and do this podcast. And I shocked the living shit out of my hand to the point where I didn't know this. Like it just opened up a wound on my finger and I was bleeding.
Yeah, you got seared.
Oh wow.
By the
like a tuna.
Yeah, I got cooked. And then like for like an hour, my arm was like on fire and I was like looking it up. And basically, apparently when you get like electrical shock, you get like it fucks with your nerves in your arm.
Yeah.
So basically like it was messing with my arm, but like there's not that much damage on my finger. It just started bleeding. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a weird, like electrical burns are like weird because it just starts bleeding. And it was like a little bit of blood for like, you know.
Yeah, it basically cuts you.
It just cut me.
Cooked,
yeah,
It's like
I got
a lightsaber, dude.
I got lightsaber, dude. I got
lightsaber.
All I know
do
is
you feel any superpowers manifesting?
Yeah, dude. I know.
Origin
Dude, it's
story?
crazy. Check this superpower out. It's really weird. I don't have to hear you if I didn't want to. Talk. I muted him.
For those who don't know, you can't really see it, but he muted. He muted.
because we're filming remotely, I have the ability to mute people, and it's the superpower that I just figured out after being electrocuted.
superpower.
Yeah, after I got electrocuted.
Yeah.
The thing is, he doesn't have to touch the computer to do it anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I just
Yeah,
have
he just thinks.
So that's all that I have to talk about the fight. I just wanted to talk generally about it. I thought it was good. Game Pass had a topic that he wanted to discuss a little bit. We can move on to that topic. Game Pass, if you want to talk about the kick streaming stuff, I'm down to talk about that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gotten like basically we already know about like the Kick streaming, and it came out last week that basically Kick is building up off of Twitch's video service from Amazon. So it is literally a Twitch clone. But
which I did already talk about on this podcast a week before it came out. I literally said it live on this podcast. I was like, hey, it's just literally using Twitch. And then a week later, it was like confirmed. You know, this is literally using Twitch. I'm like, yeah, you know. So
and then
we have breaking news
YouTuber
here.
Big E did like an interview with Eddie, like the owner of the website. And they were talking about just sponsorships and like the future of the website. And I feel like it spurred like a lot of conversation just around what the future is, because they're not planning on necessarily having like an ad-based background the same way that Twitch pushes it, and they pushed into basically, because I feel like still at the bottom line, like one of the biggest issues, because Kick has a lot of issues, but like it's not necessarily unfixable, and it's starting to look more like a viable platform. But I kind of feel in some ways like their plan is to have direct sponsorships where you actually have a chance to negotiate them yourself, and they'll have like a platform for it. Which I feel like will turn into like more of a marketplace, because there's already sponsors that we can get through Stream Elements and other websites. And like for people who can't reach out on their own or have representation, it's not that hard to do those things. But I feel like it does ask the question of like, does it get to a point where, since Kick is owned by the same person who owns Stake, like do streamers eventually start getting offers from gambling websites that they really can't refuse? You know, like if it's too good of a deal, like it's kind of ultimately it's pretty obvious that Kick is a front for gambling. Like everyone knows that it's funding gambling. I just figured it's an interesting angle that is not necessarily being talked about yet. Like, I don't know how you guys feel about it.
So when you say, and I'm going to just have you kind of clarify, because you know you're saying that direct sponsorships, you mean that instead of having ad pre-rolls or mid-rolls or whatever, Kick is going to just have you do a read or play a video game or gamble directly with are they going to be able to get enough? I mean, like getting those types of sponsorships is difficult. Did they say where they're going to get those from? Are they going to get them from major brands? Are we talking about just things that would only want to work with Kick? What are we talking about here?
Well, the thing is, like, the CEO said literally that he doesn't want to have a hand in it. Like, recently, Twitch rolled out sponsorship opportunities for partners, but Twitch ends up taking half the money from those offers as well, where they act as the intermediary, as well as, like, the actual advertisement on the platform in general, because everyone's asking, like, how is Kick going to end up being profitable or being a business if they're not going to advertise, because that's just like the current model. And I do feel it's interesting though too, when you set everything aside, if you have a company coming out and they're like, hey, we're not focused on doing things the same way everyone else is doing it, we want to do it a new way. I think it's an argument that you can't not listen to in some ways as well, because they're actually innovating in this space instead of Twitch just resting on their laurels and being like, hey, this is just how it works, this is the cut that you get, we're actually going to start cutting back and making things more invasive. I just think it's really interesting to think about those things.
You know, it's always fascinating to me when people are like, oh, they're innovating or something like that, but they're innovating through subsidies, right?
Right.
The only reason they're able to innovate is because they're subsidized by gambling. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
Twitch would be able to innovate if it was subsidized, but it really is not subsidized by Amazon at all.
Mm-mm.
So,
Yeah. Well, Amazon's holding it back by charging it retail for the video service.
well, the other thing that Amazon is holding it back with is it's charging it retail for the video service, right? Or at least that's what we think. And then
Yeah.
the second thing is it doesn't give them breaks. I know this for a fact. Like it doesn't give them any, you know, it charges Twitch as if it's anyone else.
right.
It doesn't subsidize them, and it doesn't allow them to take a loss. It wants them to be
Right.
profitable. And the fact is, live streaming right now, to try to squeeze profits out of live streaming at this very moment in time is stupid, because
Right.
the industry is not at max capacity yet. And if there is one thing that I like, the one thing about the industry that is growing is that there's a lot more happening with live streaming, and you can notice it right off the rip if you go to TikTok.
Yeah.
And what are you noticing on TikTok? The crystal people selling crystals live on their channels.
Yeah.
And people are finally buying stuff from those people live. So a creator will be selling their crystals or whatever they do live on TikTok, and they'll be selling them directly to the audience. And that is something that Twitch or live streaming, and Amazon is trying with the front of Amazon, the front facing of Amazon.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of that.
But the thing is, like, there is still room to grow. You know, there is still room for live streaming to grow. So if right now you're trying to squeeze profits out of something that you don't think can grow anymore, you're seeing the end of Twitch's innovation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not getting subsidized or anything like that. So that's why everyone is going to Kick. Here's my issue with the whole Kick thing. I have noticed one thing about Kick. Everyone is going over there for one reason and one reason alone: money.
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one is going to Kick because of growth.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So when people are going over there, they're going over there because they're like, yo, I get 95 on my sub split. But none of you motherfuckers went to Facebook when they were getting 95 on the sub split as well.
That's true.
So the fact is, you're not going to grow if you go over there. You are going to squeeze your audience for the money. And right now is a extremely fucking hard time for content creators. This is
I feel,
probably the worst recession I've ever seen for content creation, or the only one I've ever seen for content creation, because I feel like the industry's only grown. And I think that the reason
the whole
why
industry grew after like the last big recession in 2009. Like Twitch came out, what, 2011, 2010? So like Twitch literally
Before
came
that,
from
I
the
think it was
ashes
Justin
of the last
TV.
recession. Yeah, Justin TV, and then changed over to Twitch. So it's been nothing but growth for like the last decade for Twitch, and now this is the first big squeeze on content.
and the
since that
reason
time
why
frame.
the reason why it's a big squeeze, it was founded in 2006.
Oh wow.
You fucking
yeah.
idiot. Okay.
Stupid.
Stupid.
I'm sorry, you guys.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry. How could I?
So no, the deal about it is, by the way, if you guys are listening to the chat, we're filming for the pod. We're, you know, chill. We're going to read everything. We'll go back and forth.
You know, hey, you know, we chill.
That's
Chill.
the only reason why Capri doesn't want to do it live, because he's like worried about. How
I'm worried about the
it's
chat.
going. Yeah, everyone's having fun. If you guys are having fun, say yeah.
Yeah, we'll just edit out all the stuff where I talk about the chat. But here's the deal. One of the big things about it is that, like we were saying about Kick, is that you're going over there, you're squeezing your existing audience.
Yeah,
And they know that they're not going to
Yeah.
have big companies that are going to advertise on them because of the gambling, you know, connection and stuff. Not that I feel like,
Right.
I mean, to be honest, those companies advertise in Vegas. It's just because offshore gambling, you know, and it's unregulated gambling, and it's gambling that probably kids can get in touch with. That's really why, because it's website gambling, which but the deal is with all of that is that you're squeezing your audience, you know, and when I say squeeze, like you're trying to get money out of your audience, and I get that because right now it's incredibly hard. And I think that the reason why this is the first major recession I've ever seen in content creation is because of the boom and bust cycle. The boom was when COVID happened. All of the companies that had money took all of their efforts and they would spend money on advertisements in every field, right? They would be like maybe 50% in real life, 50% on TV, you know, 30%, the math is wrong, but 30% on, you know, the internet. And then they were like, well, there is no way to advertise IRL. There is no way to advertise, you know, on TV right now. I mean, people don't want, people are using social media. So they dumped all of their funds into social media.
Right.
And now they're pulling those funds back. They're clawing those funds back and moving them away. And we're already in a recession. And all of the people that were bored at home who didn't have enough content. Remember when Netflix, like during the pandemic, there was nothing coming out for a while?
Yeah.
You guys remember that? There was like a content drought.
Bird Box on 7 times. That was it.
Dude,
Bird Box.
What was it? Tiger King was like the month.
Oh, Tiger King. That's right.
You know,
that was right at the beginning of COVID, though. Tiger King, and then like
we thought we were gonna watch Tiger King and then go back to work collectively.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Knowing who Joe and talk to our friends about Joe Exotic, and then we never got to. Like,
that's
we were
right.
still in the group chats.
So during that time, there was like a drought. So TikTok blew up because people were craving content, and everyone and their mother could be a famous TikToker. I mean, look at my brother. He's got fucking 7 million followers, and he's the most boring human being of all time. You know,
turns the lights on red, kicks everybody out of his house.
It's not a podcast. It's not appropriate for the podcast.
Shout out Dominic Andre.
Not telling that story. So, anyways, it's his private life. So anyways, he
I just think it's funny.
He popped off, and everyone popped off. Like even I got to 250,000 or whatever, and a couple other accounts with like decent followings. But the thing is, now it's like it went back to the way it was, and now you have to be like incredibly talented, and live streaming really was the main thing, which was one thing that like watching the iDubbbz boxing thing that I noticed was so many live streamers were part of it. And maybe like 5 years ago, no one gives a shit about Twitch streamers 5 or 6 years ago.
I don't think like a YouTuber could have necessarily pulled that off like 5 or more years ago, like an event like that.
No. They definitely could. They did it. What do you mean doing the
at least not have it be as big as it is. Like
no,
like I
think the boxing event would have done good, but like 5 years ago, YouTubers were like the forefront of like celebrities, like internet celebrities. Now it's like streamers. Like you have like
5 years ago would have been like PewDiePie and that, you know, Numa what
was like who was popular 5 years ago? Well, it was kind of like the 2015s. I would say like 5 to 7 years ago.
Okay,
it would be like iDubbbz and H3, same people, but then you wouldn't really have a mix of live streamers in there.
Yeah,
and now there's a lot of streamers like Amaranth was running it, and SFan, and you had fucking like a bunch of streamers like during this event. Like you have the Botez, like. A lot of streamers are becoming mainstream. Like I think streaming is the thing now, you know, like even AB's on the H3 podcast, and they were like shouting out, which is smart of AB, obviously. They were shouting out his Twitch stream, you know, and he just started streaming like a couple months ago, and he's a big streamer, but he's not a major streamer. He's like a 300-400, I think about 300 to 1,000 average. So it's wild to me, like where streaming is, where content creation is, how it all shifted during the pandemic. And I remember talking to this dude who was a manager for a bunch of people's IGs. Like he was like manager for famous people. He was like an agent. And during COVID, he's like, dude, my whole job went upside down. He was like, a lot of people that were famous, no longer famous. A lot of people that were not famous became famous overnight. So like I had to shift my entire business.
That's crazy.
How's he doing now?
I haven't talked to him.
So probably not good.
I don't know.
Or you're not famous enough for him.
I don't know. I haven't talked to him since. There's nothing wrong. I just had a couple conversations with a dude over like it was like a cousin's friend, And then I just never saw the guy
Always a
again.
cousin's friend, man. Always a cousin's friend.
Listen, I'm an Arab. I got a lot of cousins, brother.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, you know. But yeah, so Kick having those direct, you know, things, it's because the reason why they're doing that is because they can't have they can't get people to do pre-rolls. You're not going to get Coca-Cola to pre-roll half nude or Aiden Ross with fucking, you know, I don't even want to say what his chat says, but like something W Hitler. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's what
I mean,
I was, you know, watching it the other day.
That's one of
just,
the
you know.
that's one of the biggest issues with the platform, though, is like the fact that they're not regulating creators like that. Is they're just like they haven't taken any action. They just let people do that stuff, and that's ultimately not good for the platform. But like with the release of the app, they recently they shut down the more sexual streams. Like you can't wear lingerie or twerk for subs or things like that. Like it's more like Twitch in that respect. But I mean, like I think
I like how they shut that down. They shut down like the half naked people, not the racist.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, they don't. Yeah,
these naked, these
Not
nude
the
people.
transphobic people, just like everybody's just kind of like naked.
Let's
a
not
little.
stop the Nazis. Let's stop the half naked people. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, at least aside from like train wrecks, so I don't feel like you really get from the ownership that they're saying like this is the free speech America platform. Like they're literally trying to find a way to deal with it without completely pushing everyone off the platform at the same time. But obviously some people just some people just aren't good for
There's an
business
easy way to deal with it.
inherently.
Just
like
just say you can't have racist stuff in your chat. Like,
right. Yeah, you got
can you have racist?
Yeah.
Here's a question. Could you have racist stuff on YouTube like that?
No.
I think you can, but you just get demonetized.
Well, yeah, they just suppress the fuck out of it. But I mean,
So then
the
it
thing is,
basically
though,
it's no. So like
Just
you,
be like,
you can
yeah,
still
you know,
say it.
yeah, be like,
You can't
Aiden
make a
Ross, you want to have
living.
racist people in your chat? No sub button.
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, do you think that's going to stop it though? Like they'll monetize other ways. Like you're still
No, that's the issue
platforming
with
the
live.
bigots, though.
That's the issue with live streaming is that like you can't. It's really hard to deplatform racist stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you have a
Because-
plan in the audience. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not
Somebody's,
really
like,
hard.
monitoring.
It's not really hard. You just say like you're banned
I
if
mean,
you have
they-
racist shit in your.
They should just start issuing bans if he's not going to control, like, shape his community to like basically be civilized. You know?
It's scary for me to go over there, dude. I played fucking one Flight Simulator over on Twitch and I got racist shit. If I'm playing
Yeah.
Flight Simulator on fucking Kick, dude.
Did you play Flight Simulator the other day?
I had chat play Flight Simulator and I did get a lot of like.
A lot of like dangerous, a little like
I
on
got-
the edge kind of comments.
The minute an Arab plays Flight Simulator is not a
Yeah.
great idea, you know?
It's a
'Cause
shame because it's such a good game too.
It was so fuck.
Well,
It's
it was
fucked
fun
up.
when we did it on my stream though too. We had so much fun. Like when you were flying the plane and we're all like your passengers. Like it was a fun time. But like as soon as you do it on your stream, everything goes to shit.
Well, it was like, you know, here's the deal. People are like racist, right? They're gonna be like, oh, Arab plane, you know?
yeah.
You gotta like educate your audience to not be racist, you know?
Yeah.
But like at one I was not in a good headspace and I just kept getting it. And at one point I'm like, fucking stop. Like stop with the fucking 9/11 jokes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I'm fucking
Yeah.
tired of it. Like I can't educate everyone that it's like it's not funny. It's like any tired trope, you know, like women kitchen trope, or you know, like if you went to you know, like if you fucking did something, you guys could probably picture, you know, foods that go with people tropes. Like it's the same
Yeah.
shit. Like if you said that in a chat, you would fucking get like fucking permabanned.
Right.
And the thing is, like, it happened to me, and I'm like, yo, chill. Like, you know, like I like gave the warning, like, yo, chill. And then it happened a couple times, and I'm like, these are like good community members. They're just uneducated on the fact that like this is fucking tired shit. You know, like I've heard it so because they don't hear it as much as you, but when you hear it all the fucking time. And the other thing is like we're not friends like that. You know, like.
Yeah.
Raph can make that joke to me because Raph's also Arab and it's funny, and you know, like, but we hang out. If Game Pass made that joke to me, it would probably be racist.
Be okay, but it'd be racist.
I wouldn't make that joke to you.
You have
You
behind the
have
scenes.
made that joke though.
I know. Well, I mean, like there's a line between friends and being racial and being racist. Like, I mean, but at the same time,
No,
I'm not gonna sit there
No, we're
and do it
joking
in
with you.
No,
public,
but sometimes we
'cause
do
that-
it like as if, like I said, there's an irony, there's friendship, there's like in groups and out groups. But when you're like in the chat, some people get too comfy and they're like,
how you switched to me and we're just like, stop talking.
no, I know, I was fucking with you. You don't really
I
make
know,
jokes
I
like
know.
that.
No,
Like
you
that,
don't.
that's a joke. I just like just because you're white, I just like to fucking fuck with you.
It's nice. It's
This
nice.
is our reparations, if anything.
I'm glad you guys are getting yours.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, man. I was just flagged by TSA, so I couldn't fly for a while. But you know what? I'm here. You know? I'm here to just shit on one white guy that fucking allows me to fucking get it all out. Thank you so much, Gabe Bass.
You see, for Arab American Month,
Yeah, for Arab American Month, I'm gonna bring the
Thanks,
one
man.
white guy who had no responsibility in it.
I'm an ally. Okay.
No, dude, I have like white friends that like will be like, yo, dude, you gotta stop making like white jokes. It's fucked up. I was like, against who? Like,
Dude, I don't understand. Like, that's such a fragile mindset. It's like literally like we already fucking have everything. Like every advantage is like in our direction. Like, what offends you so much by like someone being racist against you being white? Like, just it's not possible. Like, it's just deal with it. Like, as
I
long
like how
as
Game
you're
Bass.
like-
I like how Game Bass is here saying we have everything.
Yeah.
But literally, like in America, like, everybody knows. Like,
Yo, Game Bass goes, everybody knows. I have all the fucking power.
I have no power here.
Everybody knows,
But no,
dude.
like these people act so
Yo.
fucking wounded. They act so wounded as soon as you call them the C word. They're like they just
And this
shatter. They're just like, oh my
background music.
god, like how dare
Wait,
we
what?
like let anyone get away with this? Like it's bullshit.
In this edit, when you edit this, you should put patriotic background music
Yeah, that's
behind.
what, yeah. Game Bass, give me that rant about how white people have everything again. Go ahead. Yo, I'll blue screen the shit out of that and be like,
Add a little podium underneath him.
we have everything. We have all the power.
Why should you be mad at us? That people being racist towards white people because we have everything. Stop being mad.
Stop being mad at us, okay? We're
Well, I mean-
we're superior. Like, what the fuck, dude? Relax.
I don't know. They all complain about everyone else being snowflakes, but they melt the quickest. You know.
No, I feel you. What did you say? We're not the quickest?
No, like the people,
dude.
like the bad people like call people snowflakes, but they're the first ones to like crumble under pressure. As soon as, like,
man.
It's not
Anyone, like-
pre-recorded. We're live right now,
We're
and we're
live
just
right
recording
now.
it live, and we're doing a bad job of recording it live because
We're doing okay.
we're doing better than we were about the fight that we all half watched. You
well,
know,
it takes
the minute we
practice,
get into
okay?
race
Like,
again, we just love it. I don't understand what's wrong with us. We're sick weirdos.
we get
Well,
super
I was-
serious and analytical about kick and monetization and gambling, but now we're back on the
No,
race.
so-
We're back on our bullshit. Let's go.
So the deal is, I was talking to someone because I was getting some heat. I was getting some heat in Twitch after I did the fucking flight sim stream. Like I was getting it. I think I texted you guys really mad because I was
Yeah.
like fucking pissed because like I was getting a couple heat about the racist shit. And I know when it's racist, and you know me, like I have like a very high tolerance to like
Yeah.
jokes, like you know. But at one point,
it
I was
takes
like,
a lot to piss you off for sure. Like,
and then once I started getting I got pissed. Like I was like, it fucking triggers me. Like I get fucking pissed off. So I was like getting that heat, and I was said like I fucking love to joke about it because it's like disarming the situation, you know?
Yeah.
So basically, it's one of those things where you know, like I think it's funny as fuck, and like I think that people who don't think that you can joke, it's just very silly because it's how I deal with it. You don't deal with it that way. That's okay, but it's my fucking story to tell, you know. And I think that like yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's just like yeah, I'm gonna make those jokes. Like I'm gonna make them all day long. And not only that, like I always feel like I can also anticipate how other marginalized people feel. I don't wholly feel that way, but I kind of understand. I understand the marginalized part. so I can
Yeah.
kind of like, you know, make that connection to be like, I wouldn't want to feel that way or whatever. But that's the thing is
Right.
like, and a lot of people like when they come to my streams, they think like I'm totally a piece of shit, like racist or something like that. But it's genuinely because that's just how I choose to deal with it. And fuck you if you don't think that's funny, because it's my fucking story to tell, not yours. Eat my fucking ass, you know? And that's why I pay this white guy to sit on the fucking podcast in a pickle costume like a moron so I could
I'm getting paid.
yeah, $1.99, brother.
The pickle,
$1.99,
the pickle
dude.
is a metaphor.
Yeah, the pickle's a metaphor. The pickle's a metaphor for dicks, dude. But yeah, the kick stuff. The kick stuff is wild, dude. Like the thing is, like I can't be on a platform with like people saying like W Hitler.
Well, no, 100%.
It's just crazy to me. Yeah.
But people say W Hitler on Twitch too, but like it's more moderated. Like it's not like people don't say that shit everywhere else on the internet.
Here's the deal, right? Here's the deal. These guys are everyone rushed over there, and you're gonna go over there with if there was growth over there, sure. You know, go over there. But you're going over there because there's money, not growth. People are not flexing anything but sub count.
No, 100%. But let me ask you this though: do you think it's like healthy though for streamers to sit there and witch hunt other streamers just because they're utilizing that platform? Like if they choose to stream there, like do you think that that's something we need to do is shame each other? I have a very a good opinion about this. Right. No,
hold on.
I like that you tell us you have a good opinion to like kind of like gear us up because it's probably not a great opinion, honest.
It's a great opinion. It's a great opinion.
L take.
It's a great opinion. It's a great opinion.
Let's hear it.
I was like, whatever. Like if you're gonna go to Kick, do whatever. Like small streamers. Like I feel bad for people that, you know, like they need money, they're content creators full time, they're trying to just monetize their audience. I don't care if any of my friends go over there, whatever, you know, you want to be associated with that, that's fine. That's your content, that's your career, right? I don't care. Then I saw someone I fucking hate go over there. And I was like, that racist motherfucker. Yo, I dead ass twisted so in my head. I was like, yo, they were fucking racist the whole time. I dead ass was like, yeah, we should be stopping people from going over to Kick. We should stop these particular people from going over to Kick. Oh, I was fucking mad. The minute I saw someone go over there that I disagreed with, I was like, nah, fuck you, dude. I don't want you. Also, it's like people, you know what makes me upset? It's like the fucking people. It's like the fucking people that aren't calling that shit out and then going over there and being like, yo, like, there's, fuck, man. I don't, you know, it's just people who are too complacent with the racist stuff and then they're going to Kick. It's like, I got you, you motherfucker.
It's like,
I got you. You know, I got you.
Yeah.
There's definitely some people where like you take a look at their tweets and then you kind of see like, oh, this is making a lot more sense, like in some cases.
Raph, I've got a question.
Call of Duty streamers there.
Yeah.
What's up?
Raph, I've got a question for you. Would you feel comfortable going over there?
I would. I mean, like you said, it's a money move. So like I would go strictly for money purposes. But to be honest, I really don't want to start from ground zero on a different platform, especially a platform I know little to nothing about. And a platform that's kind of like giving us all these promises like of things that are going to happen, which we don't know which will or not. I'd rather stick to a platform that has some sort of moderation built into it, has a community that's already like that will support you if there's like anything that's going on. I don't know, dude. Like I don't hate anybody. I don't have any problem with people going over to Kick at all. But, you know, if the face of their platform is problematic, like really problematic, and they don't take any steps to kind of fix that, that kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth as well. Because even like when things went on with like OTK, like some of those crews, like they got bans, you know, people, there was some sort of action taken, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Twitch bans are so weird because like you don't get banned on YouTube, you get demonetized, right? Or then you get like suppressed. But then if you catch a ban, it's a huge deal. Like Alex Jones, remember when Alex Jones got deplatformed from like every platform?
Yeah.
It was a huge deal. But on Twitch, people catch bans for nothing all the time.
Right.
So it's really weird when you catch bans for nothing, and then to catch bans for like major things, like the Gideon ban that was just like you're banned. And when we say ban, we mean like ban, like you were banned.
Yeah.
Like they don't. They have like deplatforming and they have bans. I think that the least Kick could have done is taken like a soft slap on the wrist ban for Aiden, and the fact that they
100%.
didn't was wild. Like,
Yeah.
because that
like-
wasn't like a little bit of a thing. That was like a crime, you know.
Yeah.
And like
That
he,
was a
100%,
crime.
you know, so
when he said that he wanted to kill trans people.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
he
that's
was
what I'm saying.
alluding. Yeah. So the other thing is that like on top of that shit, he came out and like did like kind of like a non-apology. I don't know what it was, but basically saying like, hey, I'm dealing with opioids, and that's, you know, but didn't say
but
that's why.
also but also get rid of him then. We don't want people doing drugs, like just straight up opioids on.
Well, I mean, like for his own safety, I would ban him and be like, go take care of your health.
yeah,
Right.
You know, like,
go to rehab.
But
I feel like in one aspect you can say it's like a lack of experience of managing like content and creators and things like that.
Mhm.
But at the other hand, when there's a pattern of like what they let slide, then it becomes a lot more of a malicious intent to let those things happen, or for it's what like they're setting roots for their culture right now, and like they're not doing a good job if they're letting that stuff happen.
in defense of them though, Twitch was really fucking bad back in the day. Like
Right. I
believe it.
super bad. I watched some of this shit. There's like documentaries on how Twitch was. It was fucking bad. Like super fucking bad. And they kind of turned a blind eye. It's almost like
100%.
it's
a
almost
lot of websites do, like so many do. Like Patreon has like a problem with like potential. I think it was like something along the lines of like child porn. Like
what?
In,
Okay. Well, don't say that
yeah.
in the live stream. You have to say
Sorry.
yeah, you just
CP.
yeah. Good job, fucking idiot. Now we have to fucking Jesus fucking Christ. Also trigger warning. Jesus fucking Christ.
Trigger warning. Sorry.
And I think a lot
This
of these websites
motherfucker has
also
produced 75 episodes of a podcast, but doesn't understand how to fucking self-censor. This is why when you asked to be on it, I said no 50 fucking times. Because you're live once and you already were demonetized, we're flagged.
Your channel's not even monetized yet.
We're never gonna get monetized at this rate.
You said that's not how it works.
I think a lot of these.
No. We're not moving on.
Has sex toys on his videos.
I don't have
Like
sex
you.
toys. It was a sucker for my
I didn't
pores.
say you. Moist Critical has
Little
literally like big
pore.
old dogs on like a recent video where he's
That's
like,
not
I'm
the same of
Poor
what you
sucker.
just said, you fucking piece of shit. One of them is not a crime, and not disgusting.
Yeah, you're right.
He just disconnected himself.
I disconnected myself out of anger. You're trying to fucking.
I'm surprised he hasn't kicked me from the call.
I'm about to, dude.
Speaking of kick.
Speaking of kick,
Oh my god.
Oh man, I think a lot of these when you have an internet platform, like when your main business is strictly internet, a lot of people don't invest in a department for any kind of like human resources or PR. It's just kind of we made this site. We're gonna work on all the analytical stuff, and so there's not really anybody paying attention to kind of the shit that harming stuff that's going on with when people are live or saying things. So I think if Kick somehow eventually gets like I don't know what their ranks look like. If they get like somebody in HR or somebody in a kind of like a public relations situation, I think it'll change the site a little bit. But it all depends, honestly, on if they do that
I
or
would
not.
make a prediction right now.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't think they'll be around in about a year.
I don't think so either.
I think that
I don't
this
think
is.
so
I
either.
think that this is a trend, and I think that it's
Mhm.
going to. A lot of people are equating this to Hover.
Mm-hmm.
Like if people don't know, Hover was a thing that we all used, but it was a platform that you could post your basic TikToks, but for live streamers, so then people can come and find you and go to your stream. That is supplementary to actually streaming, and people hated it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you were like on the Hover train, and it's the same thing as the Kick train, like now it's the same people."
Right.
But this is way different. This is way different because this isn't supplementary to your main content. This is where your main content is going to be.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at the same time, though, it's like we all have to make content on multiple platforms. Like, you can't just be one thing anymore, and that's kind of, I think, led to the
Just say
transition
that
of,
you're
like, we were
racist
talking
and you
about.
want to go to Kick Game Pass. Just say that you're
I
racist.
don't want to go to Kick. I don't want to go to Kick. I'm not.
You're already wearing the green. You're ready to go.
All right, let's kick it. No, but no, like the thing.
Yo,
is,
the minute
like,
Game Pass goes over there, it will close. Deadass. Like, people will be like, it's not cool anymore.
I would never, dude. I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna go and put all my eggs in one fucking basket. Like, that'd be idiotic at this point. Like, literally, that's the one argument I don't understand from creators is when they're like, I'm just streaming on Kick now. Like, the Kick is the only place I do things. It's like, well, literally, like you were saying earlier, there's the argument of like how you are treating your audience and like the difference, because in our industry, like, there's a big balance that you have to make because we are directly supported at the lower levels by our communities, and you need to be respectful of people and their time and their effort and the monetary compensation they decide to put your way. And there's either a respectful way you can do that by creating content for these people, or you could abuse it in a lot of ways, and a lot of people do. And like, I do feel like that's a dangerous part of Kick, where you're like, oh, I'm just going to stream here because I get 95% of your money. Like, you still need to be making content, and a lot of that is subsidized directly by Kick staff and the owner, like dumping hundreds of subs into like the top streamers that they see on other social media platforms. Much like Hover, when Hover was big, they would go after bigger names and treat them well and help them grow because they wanted to help spread that out. So it's like they're literally going after influential people and showing showing them these major gifted subs so they can show off their paydays. And it's just like it's a slippery slope. But at the same time, it's like Twitch is still the primary platform for my live streams. If I was going to switch somewhere, I wouldn't go to Kick or TikTok. I would go to YouTube. Like, it would be, and it's still stupid to try and live
I think
stream on YouTube right now.
YouTube is the future.
While we're live streaming on YouTube. But yeah,
I love how you're like, I think it's stupid to live stream on YouTube.
I think it's smart to live stream podcasts on YouTube.
That being said, let's roll into one last thing before we end. I want to talk about YouTube podcast push. YouTube is pushing podcasts. That's why we started this thing. I know that we're small, we're brand new. You guys are all on a brand new channel, but the reason why we're doing this is because we're all content creators on other platforms, and we're starting a podcast on YouTube because YouTube is pushing podcasts. Because YouTube understands that the future is going to be podcasts. And to be honest, that's probably 90% of what I watch on YouTube is podcasts. They're going to be a video podcast platform. You know why? Podcast is really, really similar, very, very similar to live streaming. It's a long sit down with a creator, and the fact of the matter is that there's also an easy transition between your short form content and your long form content on YouTube through podcasting, because you see a clip, you want to see the full context, you go and you watch it, So easy claps for YouTube. Podcasts, do this stuff, farm the clips, and then go live. I mean, that's really why I started doing it here. And that's why they've been like sending out these things to everyone, and they're telling everyone like, hey, yo, make a podcast. Everyone on YouTube, create a podcast. That is the move.
Well, you know
YouTube
how
is saying.
Joe Rogan's podcast got so big was because it's on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I used to watch his podcast just through clips every day. I wouldn't even watch the full episodes, and then I started watching the full episodes like after. And the same thing like with this. Like, we came live, we're gonna farm clips. We're gonna take those clips, we're gonna go put them out, and we're gonna talk about Creator Clash in each fight and like what we could do. Yeah. And we did this all live, and we had a good. I mean, to be honest, like, this is our first shot at it, the three of us, because we're supposed to do it with Murr too, because this podcast started with me and Murr.
Yeah,
and we're doing.
But Murr's a little sick right now.
Murr's super sick.
Poor boy.
But the thing is, like, I'm having a good time, and we're able to farm clips, and YouTube knows that this is probably it's a long watch, and a lot of you guys are probably here from the beginning to end. If anyone is still in the chat from the beginning to end, say what's up. We'll say what's up back.
Thank you guys for hanging.
That's where I'm gonna wrap it up. He came live. I don't know what that means.
What does that mean? He came live.
I don't know. But hey, I just want to thank everyone. I think that we're gonna wrap up the podcast here. If you're listening on, Spotify or Apple, thank you so much. This was Raffle Ticket streamer, Game Pass dad streamer, Capri Sun Poppy, content god. Absolutely.
Very humble. Very.
I'm very humble
approachable.
content
Very
guy.
humble.
Very-
Very humble.
But yeah, I really appreciate it. This is a little bit different because we did it live for the first time. So there's probably gonna be a bunch of edits on this, but we're gonna end it here. So I'll probably cut it here. But Game Pass is going live right now on Twitch.
Yes.
Okay, so
Don't go
everyone, we're gonna go raid Game Pass Dad on Twitch. Go follow Game Pass
Go
and
follow him.
go follow him on Twitch. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys coming on, and that was fun. I just wanted to do this to talk about the fights.
Yeah, it
and-
was a blast.
Yeah, it was fun. This time
Yeah.
flew by. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, it's
been
been
live
like
for
2
almost,
hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I really can't wait for you to edit at Game Pass and get the. I really can't.
To get the gold out of it.
Yeah, to get the
No,
gold out of it.
I'm excited to like bring on more of the content thieves and have it be like more of a way to like work together and like have conversations and just like be able to introduce like the content thieves to everybody, you know?
Well, it's not just that, man. I want to have the 4 of us as a main cast and then bring people on once a week, bring on guests. I mean, we need Murr as like kind of a main stake, you know, and then we'll kind
We
of go
need
from
that
there.
quirk.
We need quirk. It didn't
We
feel
need
as
quirk.
quirky today, but it honestly works really well. Like the reason why it works so well with us is just because we're actually friends. You know, like,
Yeah.
we actually talk about the shit outside of content, and then we're like,
This
we
is
should
like
probably
us
fucking
hanging out on a
podcast.
VC. Like on any-
We should. It's like
once
every
a week.
idiot, every
Oh,
middle
we should have a
aged
podcast.
dude. We should fucking start a podcast. Like I was
Oh,
drinking
I'm
some.
surprised we didn't talk about girls at all. Usually by this time, like somebody's like talking about like their weird like escapades.
Oh, do you want me to talk about? Oh, I know Game Pass is weird escapades.
The Game Pass is just over here giggling like a madman.
I've been Game Pass is like I have finally broke up and I'm single. Let me tell you these crazy stories, brother. Let's get Game
He's got
Pass
some
canceled.
crazy ones. It's good.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Game
don't
Pass. Tell
wanna
us the
get
story.
canceled.
Yeah, let's
I'm
get
young.
canceled. All right, I'm gonna end it here.
55 seconds.
That'd be fantastic. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, bye guys. I'm gonna end and
See you guys.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye bye.